Welcome to our Lunchtime Live program on WJEJ, a partnership with Washington County Public Schools. We're here the third Thursday of the month. Today's show is sponsored by Volvo Group Trucks, a premier employer in Washington County. You can follow them on Facebook at Volvo Group Hagerstown or visit the website volvogroup.com/Hagerstown. Today's opportunity for us is to have conversation with Cody Pine, our supervisor of career technology education, and Brad Stotelmyer joins us. He teaches our Homeland Security program at Washington County Technical High School. Welcome, gentlemen. Good to have the both of you.
Thank you. Good to be
Cody,
here.
Just having a sponsor like Volvo Group Trucks, your life is filled with partners. That's a secret to what you do.
Well, all of our programs have partnerships within the community. Mm-hmm. We base our programs on what are called Program Advisory Committees, or PACs. So we have those industry partners join with us. So we have the Department of Labor and Licensing join with us, post-secondary institutions. And that's really how we determine programming needs, and also based on student need.
I just noticed that the apprenticeship open house was held recently. Partner businesses or potential partner businesses come rolling in. That's the existence of all of this.
It's really exciting. In fact, Washington County, we have amazing partners and sponsors that work with us through every aspect, every career cluster that we have.
Do we tailor programs because we have a partner in town, in the county, in the region? How does that work?
Well, sometimes the way programs are developed, we work with the Department of Labor, look for the employment that is needed, requested. We work with post-secondary institutions and the training and the education that they provide. But we also base it on the needs of our students in Washington County. So it's sort of a three-way street that comes together to meet to form a program.
I didn't know if the light goes on, if you know that XYZ Corporation is moving in or is here and we don't have a partnership yet, or the something lab, whatever the field is, that we may be able to play off that because they're here, they're a solid, maybe big employer, and we could work with them for this program that we don't have.
And it can absolutely start that way.
Right. Talk about the range from here to there of what your jurisdiction is. For folks who didn't hear you the first time,
Sure.
It's a lot.
Well, I love career technology education. We cover the trades, the building trades. We cover electrical, carpentry, auto technicians, auto body, collision repair, up to the programs into engineering, computer science, information technology, Oracle Academy, which is databasing, Cisco Academy, which is networking, Homeland Security, which was Brad's expertise in his field, criminal justice. We have the whole Public Service Academy dedicated to human resources. I mean, we have almost anything and everything you can think of, and they're all high-end programs that I'm very proud of.
Now, there's a certain part of the community and a certain part of our listening audience reflecting that, who would know, like, the origins of old, of an old version of Tech High, the equivalent of some generations ago of what that sort of education, those kinds of programs are. You're not the oldest guy I know. What's your historical perspective on that? It has changed dramatically.
We are no longer a VOTEC. We are a career and technology education center. So what that means is our programs are high-end. Our programs are academic as well as skills-based. All of our programs add something to a student when they leave. A value added could be a technical skill attainment, could be transcripted college credit, could be concurrent college credit, dual credit, it could be articulated credit, or it could be an industry-based skills assessment. So we really want to give our students value for when they complete our programs.
Do you ever get any complaints anymore that we're like in the academic world? Boy, I don't know why they don't do spelling like they used to. Do you ever get that complaint that you're passing some kids or some parts of that old VOTEC education that we used to know?
Once in a while, but the majority of our partners are very satisfied with what we are doing.
Right. What have we truly had to leave behind that we're simply not doing anymore?
Well, some of the older style trades such as masonry. But I can't even say that we're letting it behind, because we are touching on those aspects in our carpentry class, in our electrical class. We're really blending our trades classes to everything which they will need. There's a few things such as printing that may be going away. I mean, it maybe is not as, there's not a need for it as used to be. Now everything's going digital. So maybe an old program like that has went away, but we are really not turning away from anything.
The kids don't have to go to Tech High for some of these offerings. Is that the case?
That's correct.
Okay. How does that work?
Well, we have career technology education programs in every comprehensive high school. So we offer business, agricultural education. We offer a homeland security. We offer carpentry. I mean, we offer a wide gamut of programs in the comprehensive high schools. In fact, some of our academies, such as the Agricultural Academy, Oracle Academy, the Teacher Academy of Maryland, very powerful program, those aren't at Tech High at this point. So they exist in the comprehensive high school. Something that some people don't know, you can go to that school for that academy program from any high school across the county. So you can apply to that academy and actually transfer and go to that school.
All right. So if you're in Williamsport's district and the program is at another high school, we'll help you figure. If you can get there, we'll help you figure that out and get.
Absolutely correct.
Okay. If you're just joining us, this is Lunchtime Live on WJEJ, the third Thursday of the month, a partnership with Washington County Public Schools. Cody Pine is our supervisor of career technology education, and Brad Stotelmyer teaches the Homeland Security program. Our show is sponsored by Volvo Group Trucks, a premier employer in Washington County. Follow them on Facebook at Volvo Group Hagerstown or visit the website volvogroup.com/Hagerstown. It is, in fact, the award-winning Homeland Security program. That's the only reason you're in this, right, Brad? For the awards,
that's right.
For the honors,
the accolades.
Forget about the kids.
Yep.
Forget about sending them jobs. It's about having plaques and trophies and that sort of thing.
Well, actually, the kids have played, I think, just as big a role in developing this program as I have. So, also had some very helpful individuals, Kurt Wood and Dave Reiser, who teach the criminal justice program at the Public Service Academy. They got me through some trying times when I first started out 2.5 years ago. So,
what about the first part of the program? First of all, how did the program originate to begin with? From before that first day in class and those first kids and your first instruction, what led up to the formation of the program and executing the program?
I worked for the Hagerstown Police Department as an intelligence analyst, and my partner teacher, Kurt Wood, also worked for the Hagerstown Police Department, and he retired as a sergeant, and he's now one of the senior teacher at the criminal justice program, and they basically came to him. Jeff Stauffer, the principal at Tech High, came to him and said, "Hey, we're going to start this program. It's kind of up your alley, but not. Do you have any recommendations on somebody that can tell us a little bit more about it?" And the base program is basically an introduction to Homeland Security, terrorism, emergency management, federal agencies that are involved, and then it gets into geographic information systems, which is GIS for short, basically computer mapping, and using maps and geographic location to analyze data and find solutions, which just happened to be something that I did for the police department. So Mr. Wood said, "Hey, I know this guy. He can come tell you a little bit about."
Right.
He can
I
come
want it
tell
to
you
be, "Hey, I know a guy."
Yeah.
Yeah.
He can come tell you a little bit about GIS,
Right.
and that's where it started.
And your initial reaction in that first approach, "Hey, Brad, what do you think about this?" Have you ever taught before?
No, I come from a teacher family. My mom's a teacher, my wife's a teacher, so definitely not my first exposure. But I also was exposed to how difficult it was and how much work and time it entails, how much sacrifice is involved. So I knew what I was getting into, kinda.
Right. Well, aside from saying, yeah, this sounds like it might be, I might be up for this. How about the program itself? What did we know about a program, much less our program as it is now?
Well, we were not the first program in the state to launch the minimum bare bones MSDE required courses. However, at Tech High we have the luxury of 8 credits with our students as opposed to 4 as the rest of the state does. So we've been able to take that bare bones program, which consists of a Foundations of Homeland Security course, 2 Geographic Information courses, and then a capstone internship experience. And we've been able to add 4 more credits on top of that, which through the 2.5 years that I've been with Washington County Public Schools, we've added an Introduction to Cybersecurity course. We've added a 911 Communications and Technology course, which and we've done that in partnership with the Washington County 911 Center. We actually, kids can earn the 4 certifications that they need to put them at the top of any hiring list in a 911 Communications Center. In Maryland, across the country, and even international, because the certifications that we offer are international certifications. Next year, we're incorporating a computer forensics course, and I don't have any plans of slowing down, so I'm still exploring.
You're out of control, is what we're saying.
Right? Yeah, basically.
Right.
I think back to when I was in high school, and I think, what would I want to learn?
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm constantly asking the kids, what do you want to learn?
Right.
That's why I say they have had as big a role in the evolution of this program as I have, because I'm very concentrated on their input. So I want to know what they want to learn. After all, it's their education. It's not mine. I've had my turn.
Right.
Well, I want to add what makes this so successful. The BRAD partners with post-secondary institutions for guidance, for a transition, for an articulated credit once upon graduation. But he also partners with local law enforcement agencies. Who all do you partner with, Ryan?
We partner with local law enforcement. We partner with the Western Maryland Information Center out of Frederick, which is our local intelligence fusion center.
What does that mean? What did you just call it?
An intelligence fusion center.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Well,
I've never heard that term before.
After 9/11, and the revelation that the federal agencies, they all had pieces of the puzzle, but they didn't communicate with one another.
Yeah, okay.
So we developed these things called intelligence information centers, and we have one in Maryland. It's called the MCAC, Maryland Coordination and Analysis Center, and we have regional ones in Maryland. And our local regional one is the Western Maryland Information Center.
Yeah, interesting.
So, I worked with them when I was at Hagerstown, and we would basically share information, and they would serve as our conduit to, run information up the ladder, and then give us back information.
Right.
So,
I mean, in simple terms, and I'm hoping I'm getting this right, everybody is aware of the same information at all times.
That is the goal.
In that sort of
that is the goal.
setup, yeah.
So I also work with Washington County Emergency Management,
Right.
Washington County Emergency Communications. Basically, anybody I've encountered in my career experience, I've been, calling on them to say, hey, can you come help me out? And a lot of times it's better for the kids, for the students, if they see somebody that's currently in the field and not me to come in and bring them that information. Then I can tell them one thing after another and speak to them until I'm blue in the face. But once they see a subject matter expert come in, and that means something.
In what form does that help? How does that display? Somebody comes in one-shot deal, or somebody comes in as a regular guest? How do you use those resources?
Mainly guest speakers.
Okay.
Sometimes field trips. Sometimes reoccurring trainers.
Right. What's the difference? Is our 8 credit our 8 credit version of this is the 4 above, the basic 4? That's all about us. The state doesn't have an 8 credit deluxe version of the basic.
Not to my knowledge.
The basic program. So we've created the enhanced version.
But we are falling in lines with the state requirements, and we certainly have our program approved by the states.
Right.
And in essence, we offer so much more, but we always stay within the parameter of we are going to offer what the State Department of Education approves.
Right.
Well, I want to go back to, just for a second, if I could, about his partnerships. The kids can have a very unique opportunity because they are building relationships with the people with the actual boots on the ground, so to speak. So, Brad, can you elaborate a little bit what those partnerships have built and the opportunities that have been created?
Mainly, it's built around getting their names out there. Really, for example, last year one of my graduating seniors is currently employed with the Washington County 911 Center, and one of their employees came to do training with us, and she's also the 911 Center employee has a hand in hiring. So my student's name was familiar to her because she came and trained her. You know, I don't want to say she certainly met the qualifications. She passed all of her certifications with flying colors. She definitely earned it. But I think name recognition certainly plays a role in any sort of, in any field, really.
Yeah, it's building the relationships.
Yeah, they're building really relationships, learning how to speak professionally, learning how to speak with a purpose, rather than. I guess you know what I'm trying to say, right?
Well, and even though the program hasn't been in place for that long, once folks, as employers, as agencies, as businesses, as industry, once they trust hey, get one of Brad's people. I mean, that's the way it'll ultimately work, I believe.
Absolutely,
they'll be able to trust the source.
That's the goal.
And then that flow should be pretty consistent, I would think.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the beauty of all of our programs in career technology education. That's the goal. We want our students to have opportunities for college and career. So, I mean, that's our bread and butter.
Do you guys, I mean, in general terms or in specific terms in your program, do you sort of blow up the formula that kids go K to 12 and then do 2 years or 4 years of college? I mean, are kids doing all varieties of post-high school education, but because of the nature of what they want to do or the nature of the specific
absolutely.
Well,
direction?
I can speak to career technology education in general, then I'll let Brad speak to his program specifically. But in general, education doesn't stop when you leave school. I mean, we're lifelong learners. I don't care the field that we're in. I mean, we're always advancing and progressing. But an example with electricians always, and I'll call it professional development, but electricians always keeping current with industry standards. So codes are changing, things are changing constantly. And to get to be a master electrician, there's a process. You become an apprentice, and then you work so long and meet so many hours and specification and testing, and then you become a journeyman, and then the same, you meet so many hours of employment and of successful employment, and then under someone that's a master, things like that, and then you become that master, right. But you're always learning, you're always refreshing, and that's with every field.
What are the options for kids coming out of your program? What can how many different ways can that student go? Right into a job, into 2-year college, into specific training, into a 4-year college, what are those options?
Well, I think that's the beauty of this program. If a student wants to go to college, we offer, through an agreement with Hagerstown Community College, we offer a program called the Essence Program right in the Homeland Security program at Tech High. And we, in partnership with HCC, can award 9 transcripted credits in the Introduction to Homeland Security, Introduction to Cybersecurity, and Computer Forensics. We also offer articulated credits with Frederick Community College in the areas of Homeland Security and Geographic Information Systems, and we offer 3 articulated credits with University of Maryland University College in the area of Homeland Security. We also offer several professional level certifications. I mentioned the four emergency communication certifications, emergency telecommunicator, and the 3 specialty certifications in police, fire, and emergency medical dispatch. In addition to that, we offer a GIS certification. It's ESRI's. Oh goodness, it's a long name. I can't remember it all the time. It's ESRI's ArcGIS Desktop Basic certification. So that proves that, as with any industry standard certification, if a student wants to go, be a GIS technician or an analyst, those are one of the minimum qualifications that they're going to need is that cert. So they've got it now.
Right. Do you have to recruit kids for this? It seems like it seems to me, this is totally unfounded, that there'd be a bit of a buzz about this program. Is that correct? Or I don't want to set you up to say, to humbly say, yeah, no, it's really not that cool. So but because it seems like, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of this because this is fascinating me no end, and I don't think the general community knows the depth of this programming. Cody, you and I could do a show a month.
Absolutely.
We could talk about the depth of so many programs, but this, while we have you here.
We're working on it. Tech High as a school relies on recruiting.
Right.
Recruiting high school sophomores. But yes, the recruiting numbers are going up. The word is starting to get out. And I think it's a great program. I think we're doing some pretty cool stuff. I think the more and more we recruit, the more and more the word gets out that people are starting to see the value in the program.
If you're just joining us, this is Lunchtime Live on WJEJ, a partnership with Washington County Public Schools. Today's show is sponsored by Volvo Group Trucks, a premier employer in Washington County. You can follow them on Facebook at Volvo Group Hagerstown or visit the website volvogroup.com/Hagerstown. Our guests this month, Cody Pine, our supervisor of career technology education, and we've been talking with Brad Stotelmyer, who teaches our Homeland Security program.
I just want to give Brad kudos because his program was the Career Technology Education Secondary Program of the Year for the state of Maryland. So I want to congratulate him on that. And I also have a question for him, but I also want to add in first that like Brad's program, it's our goal to make every program so good that employers, post-secondary institutions want our students hands down. And we're getting there, and we're gaining momentum. And I know that falls in line with the mission of our school system. We are going to be great. Our kids are already great. We're going to take them to the next level.
Well, in many cases, they're career ready. If they walk out of graduation, some of these kids are ready to go into something. And it's not as if we're not dispelling the notion that many kids should go into some sort of post-secondary education, but it's possible. The nature of some of these programs, the certifications they're getting, the training, the skills they're acquiring, just in school in K-12 in these last couple of years, we're sending them right out and they're ready to go.
Well, the certifications are just as hard, as a college level certification. I mean, these are real. These are tangible. When a student walks out, they are definitely ready to do what they need to do.
Right. What's the hardest part? What's the biggest day-to-day challenge for the kids? What's the hardest thing? When some of your kids go home crying at the end of the day because, oh my God, there's no way I'm going to be able to master that. What's the hardest part of some of the programming elements that you have?
GIS can be pretty frustrating. Is that right? Yeah, GIS can be pretty frustrating to students. And this is not academic, but one of the other things that my students, some of them find frustrating, is I give my students a lot of responsibility, and that responsibility includes being self-motivated to do some schoolwork.
Right. Do you sneak up on them with that, or do you deliver that right up front?
Oh, right up front.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
I didn't know if you tested them with levels of responsibility, or you just tell them day one, listen, I'm going to put a lot of stuff on you,
Yeah.
and here we go.
Yeah, and I give them enough work that they're going to be working when they're with me, and I tell them up front. I say, look, if I'm going to give you exactly the amount of work that you can get done in the time that you're here. Whatever, I don't assign homework, so whatever they don't get done during the day that's their homework.
Right. How do you get a new program started when you're talking about looking ahead, short term and even slightly longer term? When you have an idea of something that's going to fit or that's going to be even more added value to what you're already doing, how do you get that started? Is that state approval? What's involved in that?
Well, normally, and I'll speak for Brad's program specifically, he'll call or email me and say, I found something really cool, and I think, uh-oh. But it always turns out great.
Yeah, exactly.
How much is this going to cost?
How much does this cost? But
Right.
But you should see the level of equipment and things. But anyway, he usually partners with a post-secondary institution and the industry and community again, and usually it comes from that. Here's the need. Here's the current need.
Okay.
Here's the current trends, and he's currently keeping his program specific to what the needs are.
Right. Are there college equivalent programs to this? If one of your kids, are there 4-year programs that some of your kids would walk into for that much more? I mean, are there majors in this?
Absolutely.
Oh,
yes.
Really?
Yes.
Because I think there are folks listening right now who had no handle on this whatsoever.
I mean, you have your general Homeland Security major in college. You get into intelligence studies, strategic intelligence. There's majors, 4-year degrees in geographic information systems.
wow.
It's that complex.
Right.
Emergency management. I mean, yeah, it's out there. There's opportunities for 4-year education, master's degrees, even doctorate level work in this.
In
this
the
field.
region, schools that have strong programs like that? I mean, in the Mid-Atlantic, let's say, off the top of your head?
Penn State has a really good geographic information system program. So does Washington College in Chestertown, Maryland. Hood College in Frederick just started a GIS program. They're more focused on environmental studies.
Right.
They also have a criminal justice program, which kind of dovetails in. University of Maryland University College, American Public University Systems out of Charlestown. They're more of an online school, but they offer a lot in the ways of Homeland Security, criminal justice, military, intelligence sort of education.
Right. Are you the counselor for these kids as they, like the seniors, in the last stages of their high school career, as far as all of these options they have? Who talks to them? Do you talk to them about what their options are and what directions? Give them sort of an educated look at what direction they may consider or should be considering.
If they want my advice, I'm
Okay.
more than happy to.
Okay.
More than happy to give it. There is some advice I give out without them even asking, and that is, don't pigeonhole yourself. If you want to be successful, you have to specialize in something. Don't just go get a Homeland Security degree. Get a Homeland Security degree and minor in economics, or minor in a hard science. Something like that. Make yourself marketable.
Right. Is there a particular kind of kid that's best at what your program offers, or you would take all comers and make it work?
I take all comers
Okay.
and make it work. If the kid is driven, has a good attitude, and is willing to give me 100%, then bring it on.
Yeah. Last word, Cody. You get the last word.
I just want everybody to know that career technology education is not what it used to be. It's highly advanced. It's highly sophisticated, and I'm so proud of it in this county of what we offer, and all of our teachers. I want to thank all teachers. I mean, and Brad said about the amount of work that goes in. All teachers have a vast amount of work, and I want to thank them all for the work they do.
If you're in a business or industry, if we've caught your ear today, if you hadn't heard Cody before, if you haven't heard anything related to what we're talking about, specifically, Brad's possibilities for partnership, I'm guessing the possibilities are endless. If there are folks you haven't heard from, or if you're in a business industry or in a particular field, in a, whatever your arena is, and you would see some value in partnering with us, you can call Cody, you can call our tech high school, you can get us. We're not hard to find.
Right, and I encourage you, please.
We'll take them
reach
on.
out.
Yeah, appreciate you two guys coming. It's been a pleasure here today. Cody Pine, our supervisor of career technology education. Brad Stotelmyer teaches our Homeland Security program. This month's show is sponsored by Volvo Group Trucks, a premier employer in Washington County. You can follow them on Facebook at Volvo Group Hagerstown, or visit the website volvogroup.com/Hagerstown. This is Lunchtime Live. We're here the third Thursday of the month.